Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Hoop. Shut the hell up! Hello, everybody. Welcome to the HoopsCast. I am your host, Jacob, aka Rusty Buckets, joined by my co-host, Muhammad, aka Mojo99. Say what's up, Mojo.
What's up, man? I'm back at it again.
So today we are joined by the only Memphis Grizzlies fan on the planet, Rudy St. Clair. What's up, Rudy?
It is true. I am the only Grizzlies fan.
What a brave.
So it's
soul.
What's it like going to games and being? What's it like going to games and being the only one in the entire arena outside of the players?
It is surprisingly loud.
They finna drag you.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we have recorded this particular topic 2 fucking times now. First time, Mojo's audio was messed up. Second time, my dumbass deleted the audio. So that's why there was not a podcast last week. So we decided the only way to spice this up to the point where we didn't want to end our lives and record it a third time, we were going to go ahead and add Rudy. So thank you, Rudy, for preventing us from blowing our brains out.
They don't call me Spicy RSC for no reason.
What the fuck is that? Dude, nobody calls you that, man. Stop lying.
All right. You're
what does it even mean?
Well, you know, it rhymes with Spicy P, and you said that I add a little bit of spice, so it came to me. All right.
I don't think I did. Oh, I think
you definitely used the phrase spice.
Whatever. Okay. Fucking, I don't care. Rudy, start with your first trade, I guess.
All right, so I put this together as like a nice little layup for the both of you because it involves your teams. So we got the Bulls and the Hawks doing a cool 2 players for 1 player trade, and there's 3 draft picks involved.
3
Oh yeah, it's going to be good. Spicy even. So we got my favorite player, who if you don't know is totally not my favorite player, Chandler Parsons, going to the Bulls, along with a unprotected 2020 first round pick from Atlanta and the 2022 lottery protected first round pick of Oklahoma City, which Atlanta has, to Chicago in exchange for Cristiano Felicio, Zach LaVine, and a 2024 second round pick.
Who
I was going to say Otto.
After Zach LaVine?
A 2024 second round pick.
Yeah, no, I'm calling this one off. Thank you very much for the call, Atlanta. Now, please never fucking call again.
Yeah, first off, I won't even call you first off for that stank-ass man, Zach LaVine, ranked number 90 by Sports Illustrated. Yuck, I don't want that, man. Yikes, I'm good. If it was for Otto Porter Jr., I'd consider it. But for Zach LaVine, no defense, Zach, I'm straight off of that, bro. I got my light-skinned guard already over here, Trae. I don't need 2 light-skinned guards. I'm straight, bro. Give me my red mamba.
Yeah. And I would rather have Zach LaVine than what will probably be like the 10th or 12th pick.
Well, let me try to sell you on this, Rusty, because you're shutting this down slightly more seriously than Mojo. So let me try to sell you first. So Chandler Parsons is a $25 million expiring, and you get 2 pretty quality first-round picks, including this year's Atlanta pick, which, sorry Mojo, is probably going to be a lottery pick.
I see where you're going here, but you're missing a key factor. You're about to say you're about to have cap space for 2020 and you can sign Buddy Hield or Jaylen Brown. But here's the thing. All right? Giannis in 2021 will want to be a Chicago Bull because of course he will. So I want to have cap space for then.
I had Giannis on my mind, but
you did?
Zach LaVine is a 3-year deal, so he's still going to be on the books that offseason. Chandler Parsons, you get off him after this season.
We'll have a max slot anyways. It's fine.
More cap space, the better, bro.
Nah, be good.
Here's my thing about that trade, man. Like, I don't like. We almost went after Zach LaVine, I think, in free agency a year, 2 years ago, whatever. And you know, him next to Trae Young offensively would be amazing, but he doesn't do anything for us, like, defensively. And, like, I think I'd rather take my chances with what we have right now when Kevin Huerter and...
You got to have a guy that can be a crazy offensive talent if you're going to put him next to Trae Young if he doesn't play any defense.
Yeah. Like Devin Booker,
a shooting guard, Yeah. If you
someone like Devin Booker, I'd risk it all. But for someone like Zach LaVine, who is like not like he's that dude, but he's not that dude yet. You know, you get what I'm saying? I'm good off of that.
Yeah.
All right, moving on then. Is it me again,
Mojo.
or are we gonna take turns?
Take turns.
So,
yeah, Mojo, you can do yours.
Shit, I have hella trades on here, but I'm trying to see if I have a trade involving the Memphis Grizzlies. No, I do not. So I guess I'm just name one of these random trades. So you're gonna be hearing a lot of like Portland Trailblazers trades because I like honestly wholeheartedly believe I'm a god when it comes to this trade rumor stuff. This trade stuff, I'm a god when it comes to this. And watch this happen like 6, 7, who knows months from now. The Portland Trailblazers are going to trade away Zach Collins and or Nazir Little and someone else, probably Hassan Whiteside, and a pick maybe for either Kevin Love, LaMarcus Aldridge, or like do a mini trade if they strike out on those two and go after someone like Marcus Morris from the Knicks. That's I just like knocked down like three trades right there for you. So
you got no specific one?
Yeah, I got a specific one. I got them all in specifics. I'm about to run them down. So the Cavs give up just Kevin Love, and the Blazers receive. The Cavs receive Whiteside, Collins, Little, and maybe a pick depending on how well Love performs earlier on in the season. And for the one that I have for LaMarcus Aldridge, Portland could either choose. The Spurs could either choose from Whiteside. They're gonna have to take Whiteside, and they're gonna have to choose either between Collins and Nazir Little. And then for the last mini trade that I had was if they strike on those two involves Marcus Morris, who's like he just seems like a perfect fit over there. Mentally, his mentality is amazing, and also like on the court wise, so he's amazing. He would be amazing there. So him for like maybe a second rounder, and I think he'd go for a second rounder and Kent Bazemore. I forgot they had Kent Bazemore. Holy shit, man! God damn it! But yeah, I think that trade will work. Any of those three trades are like bound to happen sometime this season.
I can't see LaMarcus Aldridge getting traded to Portland. I think if anything, he's going to return there in free agency, like he said he wanted to, like a year ago or whatever.
When is he a free agent?
I definitely see that trade happening with LaMarcus. That definitely makes sense. I proposed that in my Spurs video that Spurs fans didn't like because if you ever tell them they're not good, they fucking shit their pants because they're 97 years old. But anyways, yeah, those trades, they all work for me. I think they make sense.
Yeah,
that's
super
the extent
realistic
of it.
trades that I got going on.
I think if I'm San Antonio, I ask for Zach Collins instead of Nazir Little, though.
Okay, I think I would do the same thing because they got too many wing things going on over there. Not enough bigs to rely on like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, what are your trades looking like?
Okay. First trade I have 2 Jaylen Brown trades here because I'm obsessed with how that man's going to be traded. Okay, so Washington Wizards receive Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, Celtics 2021st, and the Bucks 2021st for Bradley Beal and CJ Miles. The Wizards get a good young player and 2 first-round picks. The Celtics get free of Gordon Hayward's contract, and they don't have to pay Jaylen Brown this offseason. And they get another star to pair with Kemba Walker. CJ Miles is just there for salary.
Okay. Okay.
I honestly love that trade.
Yeah, I like that trade. But I only think like I said to you like these last 2 times, I think that Jaylen only gets traded if like his individual performance on the court is not that great at all.
I think if he is the same he was last year, he gets traded. If he doesn't make some sort of visible jump, then it's not. He's getting traded.
Exactly.
Because some team's gonna pay him $25 million a year. Some team is, and the Boston Celtics don't want to pay $25 million for Andre Iguodala, at best.
I just can't help but think that the Celtics are not really going to trade Jaylen Brown if he has a shitty season like you're saying, though, because then his value is going to be as low as it's ever going to be.
I don't care if he has a shitty season. I know some team is going to offer him a lot of money. just from the potential. Some team will be desperate enough, have some cap space. It's exactly the kind of move the New York Knicks would try and pull off.
I mean, it's really something that the Grizzlies need to try and pull off because they're in a perfect position to grossly overpay for a good young wing right now while we have tons of cap space and nothing but youth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I could see that.
Exactly.
That makes sense. Watch Jalen actually like get traded.
And Jalen Brown fits into the grit and grind culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he plays defense.
Yeah. Okay,
I
so
mean, if you put Jalen...
Quick question before you guys go on. What position is the Memphis Grizzlies in need of most? And what position are the Chicago Bulls in need of most?
Shooting guard.
Yeah,
Shooting guard.
What happened
to my man Dylan Brooks?
Dylan Brooks sucks.
No, he doesn't. What are you talking about?
He had like a cool couple weeks at the end of the season in his rookie year where, oh boy, he played all 82 games, where he just happened to make a lot of threes. Until I see him be like really proficient consistently, I'm on the Dylan Brooks sucks train. He's good for a second round pick on a bad team. Other than that, though, I mean, I hope we trade him while he's at peak value right now.
Okay, well, even though I do like Dylan Brooks, I do think if there's any position that could use an upgrade, it's shooting guard or small forward. Because Josh Jackson ain't it, but they have their center
Josh Jackson.
and power
Respect to
forward.
my man Bruno Caboclo, man. What's up?
No.
5 years away from being 2 years away.
So what about for your team?
But they got Brandon Clark and... Huh?
You said the same thing about...
yeah, we said the
Bulls.
same positions.
Okay, I got you.
No. For the Bulls, I don't know. I'm perfectly fine with our starters for now.
I have a random question.
All right.
So let's say you guys... This is kind of off topic, but it's fun as fuck to talk about. So... let's say that you guys are the general managers for your team for one day. What's like the first few moves that you're making?
I'm gonna fuck everything up because I'm inept. I'm
okay,
really
with
dumb.
the Bulls. I am playing the long game here. What I think happens with this team in the future is I'm hoping some sort of star at the right age range in like 2 to 3 years demands a trade, and the Bulls are a good team but not a great one, and we have the assets to trade for said star, and then we can become a great one. Whether that's Devin Booker, maybe 5 years from now Luka Doncic is fed up with Dallas, something of that nature. That is what I want us to do, because right now I'm fine with where this team is going. I don't think it's a future contender. I think it's a future like 2015 Atlanta Hawks. But and that wasn't a shot, by the way. That's just a good example.
Hey man, don't disrespect Paul Millsap.
P. Millie.
You're the only one to ever say that ever.
I swear to God, I'm not. I swear I'm not. It's one of the funniest nicknames.
No. I was talking to Rudy. I was no one gives a shit if you disrespect Paul Millsap. But I think we're like on the trajectory to be a like consistent 4 or 5 seed and just trade Zach or trade Kobe White or trade Wendell and some picks. Notice how I didn't say Lauri Markkanen. I refuse to even suggest the notion of trading that guy.
Dude, Lauri's gotten buff.
Yeah, Lauri's always been huge.
He has.
He's always been huge.
Well, he got buff last season, and then he got injured, and he lost it all.
I didn't know that. He always looked.
Yeah, he gained 20 pounds of muscle, and then he got injured at the start of the year, and he said he was down to like 5 pounds of muscle added because he couldn't work out and maintain it.
That's fucking crazy, dude. Injuries are insane. So, damn it, I forgot. Oh yeah, so I was going to mention.
Me, what's that? I mean, I said I was inept, but I do actually have an idea.
All right, yeah.
I'm just going all in for Bradley Beal, point blank period. If I'm the Grizzlies, I'm not giving up any of our young core of Brandon Clark, Jaren Jackson, or Ja Morant. But otherwise, I'm going all in for Brad Beal.
So how do you're not going all in for Bradley Beal if you don't want to give up one of those dudes? Valid.
Well, I like all those dudes.
So who are you giving up?
I'm giving up 4 first-round picks.
Okay,
that's what throwing it all on the
chill.
table. 4.
Chill.
Damn.
He's on like a 2-year contract. Calm the fuck down.
Yeah, man. You'd be a horrible GM, man. Oh my god.
Like
He
I
did
said,
just
I
say
am
he would
inept.
ruin it, so
Yeah.
Dude, when
I
we got
guess
our
he's
trade
right.
exception for Mike Conley, I was like, oh man, I think it's time we trade for Andrew Wiggins.
Dude, am I the
Oh
only one
my
who has no? Am I the only one who has no idea what a trade exception is?
Yeah, it's where the salary cap, matching clause is basically voided because another team has cap space. And so you get the potential matching salary that you would have gotten if they were over the cap to make with another team.
Yeah, and after you said that, I still don't know what that means.
Yeah, speak English, please.
I do
Yeah.
think trading for Wiggins, if you're desperate enough, could make sense. I don't think the Grizzlies are in a position where they need to be that desperate. I think the OKC Thunder should try to make that happen.
He's a god in OKC. Everybody knows that.
If I was the Thunder, I would try to make Chris Paul for Andrew Wiggins happen.
Yeah,
Chris Paul
honestly,
would ruin Karl Anthony
honestly, the
Towns.
Wolves should do that.
You're right.
Did you
they
say
should,
that Chris
but-
Paul will ruin Karl Anthony Towns?
Who
Yeah,
said that?
man. He would bully him worse than Jimmy Butler, but he would be real subtle about it. Jimmy Butler
that's
is
the
like an
thing
over-the-top bully. Chris Paul is
That's
a
the thing about
passive-aggressive
Chris Paul.
bully.
Chris Paul, it wasn't known that he was like this crazy bully ass dude until like 3 years ago. It's so fucking funny how that came out.
Yeah.
But yeah. Remember when Stephen A reported that Chris Paul said Harden had mantis?
Yeah, I
Stephen A.
remember
Skip
that.
Bayless.
Yeah, you got to get it straight. Don't disrespect Stephen A.
I remember that.
It
That
was
shit was
Skip.
fucking hilarious. Damn, now
You know that was a
everybody
Barry
in the comment
McCockiner
section-
tweet.
Yeah, I know. I fucking hate
yeah,
that
it
guy,
was a
but that was
troll.
funny.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
since we're talking about Chris Paul, my next trade is actually involving Chris Paul, if you want to
I
hear
was
it.
about to say,
Transition.
do your next trade, so there you go.
All right, so we got Chris Paul, a 2020 second-round pick from Chicago, which the Thunder have, and a 2024
I was about to say,
second-round pick
motherfucker.
from Memphis. Right, so we got Chicago and Memphis second-round picks in this trade because the Thunder have both of them for some reason. In exchange, they get Evan Fournier, Mo Bamba, and Markelle
Ooh.
Fultz. This is a Magic Thunder trade. The Magic, are
I
a
think the
playoff
Magic
team.
are giving up too much.
Wait, so what happens to Steven Adams? Is he not involved in the trade?
Not even a little bit.
Damn. That kind of ruins the Mo Bamba thing then, because it's like
Yeah.
opportunity's not really
I think they're
there.
giving up too much there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you think
For
Markelle
trading for
Fultz has a
someone-
ton of value?
Hell no.
I think Mo
Yeah,
Bamba has a
100%
ton of
don't.
value. You're trading Mo Bamba for a guy who's going to be making $41 million when he's 38.
Yeah, but who else are you going to sign if you're the Magic? Who cares? And you know what? You're making a playoff push. Might as well go all in and get like a
Now-
guy who's probably hungrier for a championship than most other players in the NBA right now.
Here's the
They
thing.
need a
If it
point
was-
guard more than any other team.
If it were for someone
That's a
like
fair
Russell
point.
Westbrook, then it'd be like, cool. But it's like CP3. That's a good point you made. But it's like CP3. Man's like 34. And like, you're basically trading for 2 good years maybe out of CP3. Compared
Look,
to
I think
I
Chris
think
Paul is going to take
I
us
would- if I-
another
if
step
I'm the
back,
Magic-
but I would make this trade for sure.
You're also giving away like a 15-point scorer in Evan Fournier. I think if I was the Magic, I would rather just have what I have now than Chris Paul for all of that. Personally.
Magic are one of the most confusing teams in the NBA.
I don't know what they're
Yeah.
doing, but I wouldn't do that if I were them.
Yeah.
They're just a bunch of Alpha Caminos down there in Orlando.
yeah, dude. A bunch of
Apparently
Alfred
he's like
Caminos.
apparently he's the 80th best player in the league, so that wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, those dudes obsessed with length over there.
All right,
All right,
Mojo,
so
your trade.
on to my trade, my go. Okay. So one of the last trades that I had on the podcast that we recorded twice already involves Marc Gasol on the Raptors, and I think that he is going to be traded this year. Depending on how Dwayne Dedmon performs on the Sacramento Kings, to the Sacramento Kings, of course. And I think that Marc Gasol. Damn, I think
Can't say LaMarcus Aldridge without saying Marc Gasol.
Yeah, dude.
LaMarcus Gasol.
Yeah, I wrote their names right next to each other like a dingus. But I have the Kings giving up Trevor Ariza and Dwayne Dedmon and a first round pick for Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol's value is not that his value is not that high, even though he has a couple, maybe 1-2 good, like, actually solid productive years in him left. And I think this is a move that'll, like, really, 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 it might lock them into the playoffs as an 8th, maybe 7th seed. I think something like this has to be done, you know? And, like, for the Raptors' point of view, it's just, like, you know, it doesn't really affect them that much.
The Raptors are very likely to blow it up this year. They got a lot of guys on expiring contracts. They're good, but not good enough to win a championship again. They're very likely, I think, to absolutely make it explode and tear that shit down. So I think you're on the money.
I would love for them to do it because it makes it easier for the Bulls to make the playoffs.
Instead of blowing it up, I think they should, like, retool instead, you know? Fix a few
that could be wise.
Because you have a championship core.
I've heard that Masai Ujiri and Giannis are best friends. So,
really?
I don't know.
Yeah, Masai Ujiri helped Giannis get, like, some sort of, like, citizenship thing or something like that.
Yeah.
He helped him.
Like,
get
all
into
jokes
the
aside, they have a relationship.
Okay. Damn, I never knew of that. That's crazy.
But I think Pascal and Giannis on the same team is, like, the weirdest shit ever. Cause
it'd be very redundant.
Because Pascal is, like, a not as good Giannis with better shooting. Like,
they got the same.
That would
game.
just be weird.
Really similar.
Huh? Yeah.
They have a really similar game. So
yeah. All right.
Okay, so there we go.
I got a trade that if you watch my GM series, you would recognize. It was the first trade that I did, and it was Marvin Williams to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Gorgie Jang and a 2022 lottery-protected first-round pick. Marvin Williams is a really good defensive four with 3-point shooting, and he would fit in seamlessly with the Wolves. It's good to have a defensive guy next to Karl Anthony Towns. Marvin is on a 1-year, $14 million deal. Dang is on a 2-year, $30 million deal. So trading Dang to the Hornets clears up like $15 million in cap space for them to use in free agency. And for the Hornets, they get a first-round pick if the Wolves are a playoff team by 2022. It's like a standard bad contract for a first trade that you usually see from a rebuilding team.
My only thing with that is that I don't think Marvin Williams is quite good enough to warrant a first-round pick swap type of thing like that. I think maybe if there was a lottery protection and then it dissolved, then it might be worth it.
It's not just for Williams. It's clearing up $15 million in cap space. That's pretty significant.
Yeah, most definitely. Cap space is really valuable. People legitimately sleep on cap space.
As we are going through this right now, I'm hunting for a trade right now, and I there's another player who popped up to mind who's I feel like is going to get traded really soon because his career is going almost nowhere in where he's at. But I'll get to it when it's my turn.
Awesome.
Let it fly.
I'll give you a funny little Marvin Williams story while I have the moment. So I actually proposed to my ex-fiance on the floor. I have a Marvin Williams story, believe it or not. I proposed to my ex-fiance on the floor of FedEx Forum. We got floor seats. And during the last time out of the game, I stood up and just went over to the Hornets bench to harass the players. This is when they had Jeremy Lin and Jeremy Lamb. So I just said Jeremy, knowing that would increase my odds of getting to interact with the player. So Jeremy Lamb turns to me, I'm like, yo, bro, can you give me an assist? Hand him the ring, get it on one knee, yada, yada. But then the whole Hornets bench, like, daps me up, tells me congratulations. And Marvin Williams, from seemingly fucking 20 feet away, manages to reach out and give me dap. and his arms are probably 8 feet long each. I've never seen longer arms on a human being.
I'm looking up
That's
his
actually a
wingspan
dope
right
story.
now.
He didn't have to
It's a
stand
dope
up,
story.
and he was like 4 or 5 players down the bench.
Holy shit, that's dope as hell. When was this? Like, year, 2 years ago?
One time when I went to a Bulls Hornets game, fucking Aaron Brooks looked at me. That's about the extent of my player interaction.
Aaron
All right,
Brooks,
but
congrats, bro.
let's. Yeah, it's Rudy's turn now for a trade.
All right,
yeah.
This one's pretty much dead simple. So we got the Wizards and the Cavs making a swap. The Cavaliers are in a good position, and I believe are even likely to just absorb bad contracts in exchange for draft picks. And so I have them absorbing arguably the worst contract in the league, John Wall, in exchange for a 2020 first-round pick, a 2024 second, a 2026 second, and a 2022 first. In exchange for Tristan Thompson, Brandon Knight, and then in 2022, I just have the Cavaliers having the right to swap the first-round pick. So basically, one pick this year from the Wizards, who are probably going to be in the lottery. A couple second-round picks down the line, and then the right to swap in 2 years, and then you give up Tristan Thompson and Brandon Knight.
That's
You
tough.
get John Wall.
Because from Washington's perspective, I want to
You
get
get
rid
off
of
John
John Wall,
Wall.
but I also don't want to
If
get
I'm
rid of
the-
my first-round pick. But if I'm Cleveland, I'm not taking John Wall without that first-round
Yeah.
pick.
Why? Like,
Plus
That's
the right to
tough.
swap in 2 years. That's a nice little bonus.
puzzling trade.
I don't know
It's
that
not
that'll
bad
make
at
a
all.
huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think both teams if like both teams were like negotiating that shit and like talking about it, I think both teams would be like, I don't know about this
It's-
one. Maybe.
Yeah. It's on the border. It's on
I
the fence. It's not really a trade to be, hell yeah,
Yeah.
man.
No
If I'm
team
either
can
team,
feel
I'm not
no
hopping
team
all
can
over
feel
it.
confident. No team's gonna be like, hell yeah, we did that.
But
Yeah.
if it's the trade deadline and it's really ticking down and it's in the moment and you have to make a decision to say yes or no, I'm more inclined to believe that both teams would say yes than no.
Yeah, it makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. So here's my trade. So as we were chit chatting or whatever, I was in buying time. I was looking at Aaron Gordon because I thought to myself, when you mentioned the Orlando Magic, I was like, yeah, that's a really great team. And like, ironically enough, like a couple of days ago, like when I was doing something, I was thinking about Aaron Gordon, how he's just like, I thought he was gonna be like damn near an all-star type of dude last year, and when in reality he was just like not ass, but he wasn't like great either. So I was like, Aaron Gordon, he's probably gonna be freed some sooner than later, and he has like he's on a really good contract right now. He's getting paid like 19, maybe 20 mil, something like that, for like maybe the next 2-3 years. And I think the Orlando Magic, knowing them, they're probably gonna want to move on from him, give other guys like whoever else they have, Jonathan Isaac or whatever, more opportunity. And I think that a team like the Oklahoma City Thunder would be interested in Aaron Gordon, and I think they'd be willing to give up a first-round pick. They got hell of those. They won't be greedy about that. And Danilo Gallinari. The Orlando Magic get more shooting and shit, and Thunder get a nice young piece next to whatever they got going on there right now. I think that's a great trade.
I would ask for 2 of those Clippers picks if I'm Orlando, at least 2 of those Clippers picks, not just 1.
Ooh, 2?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
It's
Aaron
interesting,
Gordon's
'cause
a
I'm
nice
kind of on
young
the other side
player.
of this.
yeah,
Aaron Gordon is really nice, and I think he's likely to break out sort of later in his career just because he has so
Yeah.
much time. He's still very
Exactly.
young.
Exactly.
getting
I
lots
don't
of
think he's going to do
experience.
it in
He's
in
not
Orlando.
very
like,
young.
Like
I
Oladipo,
think-
he's not.
Is he
gonna
not
do
like
it in Orlando.
24? There's no way Aaron
20
Gordon's
When
older
you
than
say
24.
very young, we think
Apparently
like
he's
21,
23.
22.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but compared
20
to how long he's been in the league, I mean,
Yeah, right.
it feels like he's
It
been in
feels
the
like
league
he's been in
since
the
he
league
was
for 8
16.
years.
Yeah, and it's just been like lingering in the league too. Nothing insane been happening besides that like 2016 dunk contest.
I don't know. He's kind of stagnated over the last 2 years, so I don't know. I don't think
But
he'll get much better than he is now.
There's been hella coaching changes in Orlando, and Orlando is Orlando. It's the fucking chaos, you know. And I don't think he's been really a focal point of whatever they've been trying to do these last few years, or like even, you know, like been viewed as one of the top dudes on that team, even though he should be. So I don't know. This a really weird situation, but I think he's going to get traded, and once he gets traded, he's going to take the fuck off.
I'm definitely asking for 2 seconds or two Clippers firsts. I wouldn't give them an OKC first, but yeah.
I think we're sleeping on the value of Danilo Gallinari. I know he's an expiring contract and that he's a little bit older, but on a team that's making a playoff push like Orlando, having a guy like Gallo is really, really valuable. Gallo
next to Nikola would like really open the fuck out of your offense, and it'll allow guys like Jonathan Isaac to like breathe, you know.
I don't know how, and allowing Jonathan Isaac to play his natural position, which is power forward, would definitely be helpful. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much Gallinari actually means to them. If it's just more than like helping them make the playoffs that year and maybe re-signing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know honestly what to think of Orlando, because I can't tell what their plan is, what their direction is. It seems like they're trying to. It seems like they're trying to be a playoff team while rebuilding, and you can't really do either of those things. So just doing trades with them is fucking awkward.
Yeah, I mean you can do two things at once, but like it's just with the assets they have now, it's not really working like that. The Celtics did that these last few years, and you know things are like have stagnated a little bit.
If you do it well, it is actually more beneficial than doing either of them.
Yes.
Separately, but it is hard to do it well.
Exactly.
The reason the Spurs have been so successful is they've been able to rebuild while still staying good.
Exactly.
So,
or what were you gonna say, Rudy?
I was gonna say that you know the Magic have a lot of continuity. They had one of the best defenses in the league coming towards the end of the season last year. They looked like the best defense in the league.
Aaron Gordon was a part of that, though.
Yeah,
for sure.
You swap Aaron Gordon for Danilo Gallinari, and that defense gets a little bit worse.
For sure. But your offense gets meaningfully more efficient.
Yeah, and also you gotta like throw that in there. Maybe like Mo Bamba, he didn't play towards the end of that stretch last year, and they're also bringing back Jonathan Isaac too. So maybe the loss of Gordon won't be that much felt, because you're having 2 young guys come in and, you know.
I do want to put this into perspective, because I don't think most people are really aware of this. That Clippers team that was surprisingly good last season, on that team, Gallo put up 20 points per game on 46, 43, 90 shooting splits.
Yeah,
he was the best player on that team.
No, that was Tobias Harris for most of the year. But
no, I think he's better than Tobias Harris last year. I think Tobias Harris is better post-trade. I think it's really close, though. It's super negligible. It's honestly a matter of taste.
Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah, I really like the taste Danilo Gallinari.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Rusty, what is your trade?
Okay. This trade... every time this will be my 3rd time saying it to Mojo, but he always goes like, but it does make sense because it involves D'Angelo Russell. And I'm interested to see what you think of this, Rudy. So the Golden State Warriors receive Andre Drummond. The Detroit Pistons receive D'Angelo Russell and Kevon Looney or Willie Cauley-Stein, whoever is performing the worst of the two. The Warriors get one of the best rebounders of all time to rebound misses from 3. Imagine a Warriors team where after Curry misses a 3-pointer, you have to stop Andre Drummond from rebounding to the miss. And as for the Pistons, they will get an all-star guard who can create offense way better than Reggie Jackson's garbage ass, and a replacement big with Looney or Stein.
I think the Warriors are going to have to include one more medium value asset for that to be a perfectly fair trade. but I do love that swap. And I think that another thing that you didn't mention was that Andre Drummond is an above-average playmaker for the type of player he is. And so I think he could service as sort of a backup Draymond Green big man facilitator.
He kind of stepped away from that role this year. He did that the year before, and he averaged 3 assists a game. But yeah. But I just want to put this.
No need to do that.
I just want to put this into perspective. Andre Drummond has averaged 5 offensive rebounds a game for his career and over the last 2 years. He's averaged 15.6 and 16 total rebounds over the last 2 years. If you think about it, the Warriors throughout their reign have never had a good rebounder. Andrew Bogut is the best they've had, and he was pretty much an average rebounder.
Yeah. Now, my thing about that trade, I like it. It's a good trade. It makes sense. But, you only do this trade if you're saying, all right, we don't believe in D'Lo to be our future. Fuck the future. We want to win. We want to go at this thing right now. And if they do this trade now, they have, a dumbass strong chance of winning a championship. But, in the, what's going to happen to them 5 years from now? Who the fuck knows? They're probably going to have to rebuild from scratch. And if they kept D'Lo, they won't have to be doing that. But instead, they'd be stuck with a 31-year-old Andre Drummond in the middle again. So it's just it depends what you want to do with your future.
This is my 3rd time saying this to you now, but
yeah.
I think if you have Steph Curry, you do everything you can to win now, and you say, fucking, exactly. I don't care about the future. Because if you have Steph Curry, you can contend. I think a core of Steph, Clay, Drummond, and Draymond Green is a better core than the 2015 Warriors, in my opinion. Although there is some bench depth lacking there.
No, I can agree with that for sure, and pretty easily too. Andre Drummond's really good.
They're gonna have to pay.
I like to joke around and say he's a bum, but he's not really a bum.
I used to call him a slightly better Tristan Thompson.
Yikes!
Or
Dude,
Tristan Thompson with
Say
Tristan
sorry right
Thompson
now,
without
man.
all the cheating scandals.
Yeah, and he's also touched a Kardashian, so that's bad news.
I thought he just touched the chick that played Sam in iCarly, and saying touched is a weird way of fucking phrasing that.
Well, the Kardashians are sort of... I thought I was talking about Tristan Thompson, not Andre Drummond. But when I said touch, I mean it in the context of like a poison. You know what I mean? It's like you come into contact with something and it stays with you forever. That's the Kardashians.
All right.
So,
well, your trade now, Rudy. All right. Is it?
All right.
Yeah, I think it is.
Buckle up. Because
okay.
This is I mentioned earlier that the Raptors are probable to blow it up. And I have constructed the perfect trade for them to blow it up all at once with just one fell swoop. So, bear with me. But the Hornets and the Timberwolves are the other two teams involved. And believe it or not, I actually have Marvin Williams going to the Timberwolves as well, Rusty, so that's nice. So, the Hornets receive Marc Gasol, who they had interest in last year, Serge Ibaka, and Jeff Teague. This is assuming that the Hornets slightly overperform, and then cheap man Michael Jordan decides, oh man, I really want to make that extra playoff money, and the East is pretty open this year.
That's a bad assumption.
And then make a little push. Moving on from that, the Timberwolves get Kyle Lowry, whoever this Boucher guy is, who I've never heard of in my life, on the Raptors.
Oh shit! Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And Marvin Williams. And then the Raptors receive Maple Jordan, aka Andrew Wiggins, Jarrett Culver, Josh Okogie, Nick Batum, Bismack Biyombo, PJ Washington, and 2 disgustingly overprotected first-round picks that are highly conditional from Michael Jordan's Hornets.
Why you want to send my... Wait, so where's Jarrett Culver going? Oh my god!
You know what? I will give
Raptors.
you points for creativity, but the Timberwolves are giving way too much for fucking Kyle Lowry and Marvin Williams. That's way too much.
But they get off of Andrew Wiggins. That means they're just giving up Jarrett Culver and Okogie. If you think of Wiggins as a net zero,
Yeah,
God,
I mean,
if they really,
Okogie is good, at least defensively. And then Culver, I mean, they traded up for a reason. Yeah, they wanted Garland, but I don't think they give that up for a year. And it will be just a year of Kyle Lowry, even if you're getting out of the money. I do understand why the Raptors pull that trade. I don't know that I agree with it, but I do understand the logic behind it. But other than that,
I don't know,
it's
man. I think
alright.
having the bird rights on a player like Kyle Lowry is pretty valuable. I mean, he's like a top 30 NBA player.
He's in the same like category as like Andre Drummond, where like people make fun of him, but he's like actually like slick good. He's actually good.
wait, who are you talking about?
He's,
Oh, Kyle
That's
Lowry?
Kyle
Yeah.
Lowry.
yeah, he's in like the same category as Andre Drummond when it comes to like people make fun of him. You know, he's a choker and all those stuff, but he's actually good, and he does a lot of things that are not seen on the court.
I don't know. I
Or
think
through
this
stats.
might be like your other trade where it's like no team is really too happy about making it, but it might make sense.
I mean, if I'm
I
the
don't know.
Raptors, I'm pretty ecstatic about this. You get a rebuild with a local legend. You're fleecing Michael Jordan, which is always fun, and you're sending Kyle Lowry to a team that he could actually be a good leader for and has like a good
Can
player
you
on him.
actually
You
get
know,
all that excited about fleecing Michael Jordan? I could if I was a GM. It's like not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
you
it's
could do
really
that
easy to
stuff, dude.
do. I think you're underestimating the novelty of interacting with Michael Jordan and beating him somehow.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
All right,
I don't know.
all right. Let's move
Yeah.
on from my complicated ass
Mojo,
trade.
your trade.
All right. So I just remembered a trade that that was discussed during the second podcast that we filmed of this, and it involved the New Orleans Pelicans and the Phoenix Suns. Now originally it involved the Pelicans and the Washington Wizards for obviously Bradley Beal, but I think a team like the Pelicans should wait just a bit and like hold off on trading away Ingram if they decide to do it because of the on-court issues between him and Zion potentially not meshing well. I think that they'd wait to see if they can scoop up Devin Booker instead from the Suns. Now I think that the Pelicans would obviously offer up Ingram. They probably have to give up. Oh shit. Okay, yeah, they probably have to give up JJ Redick. And maybe, I think, Nickeil Alexander got to go too. That man is too talented to stay on this team. He got to go as well. And also, basically anything else except for Zion. Anything else except for Zion, and I think they're straight like that. I don't have the trade in, like, I don't have it written down yet because I literally just thought about this again. And I'm on, like, Trade Finder right now doing this shit. So, but just know that this trade revolves around Ingram and JJ Redick as of now. And probably some picks and Zoe potentially, and Nickeil Alexander Walker. He's probably going to go as well for sure.
I'm also asking for a couple of those Lakers picks. This is
Devin
Booker
sure.
we're talking about.
Yeah. You're definitely right about that. Devin Booker, I mean, those picks got to go as well. And I think that a duo of Zion and Devin Booker is literally lethal as fuck. Like, you can't
pass
wrong
that
with
up.
that. Exactly. Screwed beat Bradley. Bradley Beal is straight, but man, you're talking about Devin Booker right here. You guys could dominate for like 12 years, 11 years. And man, this is an opportunity that you have to sit down and wait on for me.
Zion kind of covers all of Devin Booker's holes too, right? Because he is
Exactly.
naturally one of the better defenders probably in the NBA already, walking in as a rookie. Not that
Dude,
we've seen it, but
can
all
you-
of the tape says that he's incredible on defense,
Yeah, and
which Devin
D-Book
Booker is
does
abysmal at.
D-Book does a vice versa for him too. He covers all of Zion's deficiencies. So it's like match made in heaven right there. I want to see that.
Can
happen.
you imagine guarding the Devin Booker Zion Williamson pick and roll? If I'm an NBA defense, I just go home. Fuck that.
I mean, you could even put Zion Williamson as the ball handler in that situation and let Devin Booker fade to the arc.
Dude, with
man.
Zion's playmaking, which I think is also heavily underrated, if he gets rolling to the basket, not only can he dunk all over you, if your defender leaves someone open, he'll find them on the roll. Like, this is such a fucking... That would be such an incredible duo.
Yeah.
So
just imagine like a front line of Zoe if they keep him. Booker and Zion. Like, what the fuck, man?
Can you remind me again of exactly everything that New Orleans has to give up in order to get Devin Booker?
Oh, I don't have the trade set in place. I'm doing this straight off of the dome, my boy. But just know that it revolves around Brandon Ingram, JJ Redick for like cap reasons, and also Nickeil Alexander, and whatever the fuck they want, you know.
I think the Pelicans have to give up Drew Holiday instead of JJ, because I don't think they have enough cap space for that deal.
Yeah, but then also, why would the Suns want Drew Holiday?
That is another thing.
Maybe you work out a 3-team trade where Drew Holiday goes somewhere else. I don't know.
All right, I'm your man. I'm on it. Give me 10 minutes.
No, we ain't got time for that shit, Rudy.
But yeah, that's my trade. I really want to see this happen.
Did you just say okay really sadly?
Wait, we didn't talk about like the Suns though at all, because I don't give a shit about that team. But like, what do you think about this trade from the Suns' point of view? What other teams?
Now Brandon Ingram gets to rot in Phoenix instead of Devin Booker. That's basically the extent of it.
And on top of that, Phoenix is also, their front office is just completely fucking inept. I mean, they gave Memphis DeAnthony Milton in the Josh Jackson trade. Everyone was talking about Josh Jackson, but it's really
for
the
that
DeAnthony
fucking
Milton
bald
trade.
guy, right?
Yeah,
for Javon Carter, who won defensive awards in college. He's 24, but he looks 45, and he plays like he's a boomer.
Literally, one time I watched a Memphis
is way
game.
Better.
Look, one time I watched a Memphis game, and I heard the announcer call him Carter, and I was like, when the fuck did the Memphis Grizzlies trade for Vince Carter? Because this fucking bald guy, same skin tone, same shooting sleeve. Dude. And I'm like, that's fucking Vince Carter, right? Bald.
Oh shit, they do look alike. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, holy shit. But yeah, I have beef with the only reason why I know who Javon Carter is because I have beef with him because he got beef with Trae Young. No, fuck with him. That's the only
Javon
reason
Carter
why I know
is awful. He is really bad.
Against Trae Young, he's good, but I mean, other than that,
he seems like basically in the same vein as Shaquille Harrison, the way you explained him to me.
He's really
point guard who all he can do is play defense.
Yep, and even then, his defensive ability is questionable. It's he doesn't quite always look like an NBA defender. And so the Suns traded away a much better young defender in DeAnthony Milton for Javon Carter in order to open up space to get Ricky Rubio. And on top of that, they gave away TJ Warren for a bag of nickels. So it's like, I don't really understand what the Suns think.
If I can give the Suns one bit of credit, I almost mentioned this earlier when Mojo was talking about his trade involving Trevor Ariza. The one good trade that I can think of that the Suns have done in the last fucking decade was Trevor Ariza for Kelly Oubre.
Yeah.
That's the one good trade that I've ever fucking done ever. No, I think at all times. That's the first good move they made in their franchise's history.
They're gonna drag you.
I mean, shit, back in the day when they were successful, they would just sell off first-round picks for no reason because they didn't see any reason to hang on to them.
Oh, yeah.
So, we're good enough already.
Luol Deng for cash was a great fucking move.
Pretty sure Rajon Rondo was also traded for cash.
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah, so the Suns are
also,
are
it's
mostly
Rajon.
bad.
I hate when people say Rajon.
Really? It's
like
Rajon?
Dijon mustard?
It's Rajon, not Rajon. Rajon sounds like a fucking R&B singer.
That's his post-NBA career.
All right, so my next trade, since we've been talking about the Orlando Magic and the confusing dumpster fire that city and franchise is, I have a trade where the Orlando Magic received DeMar DeRozan, and the Spurs get Mo Bamba, Evan Fournier, and a 2020 top 10 protected first-round pick. The Spurs, in my opinion, are on the downswing, and they should be looking for young players to build around. Mo Bamba has a lot of potential to be an elite defensive big with okay offense. And an organization like the Spurs that is fantastic at player development is perfect for Mo Bamba. And Evan Fournier can replace some of the scoring at the shooting guard position that DeRozan provided while being way more effective off ball, giving Derek White more room to grow. And for the Magic, they have some need on the perimeter and they need ISO scoring. DeRozan can provide that, and they seem to be happy to be just a mid-tier playoff team, and no player is better than DeMar DeRozan. And if they fall out of the playoffs this
Taking
year,
shots.
they can still keep their first-round pick.
So let me ask you this. So Mo Bamba is worth a year of D Rose, but not up to 3 years of Chris Paul?
Ooh, he on
Don't
your
call
ass.
DeMar DeRozan. Don't call DeMar DeRozan D Rose ever again, because you just confused the shit out of me.
He is on your ass.
Derrick Rose.
Yeah, until Derrick Rose made his comeback, me and my buddies would always call DeMar DeRozan the good D Rose.
Well, you're wrong.
Yeah.
But what was your trade again that involved Mo?
It was Mo, Fournier, and Fultz for Paul and 2 seconds.
Well, the thing is that DeMar DeRozan is better than Chris Paul, and he isn't making $41 million at age 38.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I approve of this trade.
Yeah, good trade. Solid trade. Super solid. I'm
Is that
over
all the
here trying to
commentary we
figure
have on
out
it?
how I can. Yeah, I liked it. I'm not much to say about that trade. I liked it. No issues at all with that.
Yeah, every point
I would
you made
love
was spot
to see
on. Mo Bamba developing under Pop or whoever replaces Pop
I
is
would love
definitely
to
a good forecast.
I'd love to see Mo Bamba on the Spurs. Imagine Rudy Gobert with a jump shot.
Yeah, dude, he actually be moving out here, and his jumper is like really, really nice. So it improved a lot.
Well, who's calling whose phone with this trade? Who's initiating the trade? Do you think it's more of a pro Spurs move or more of a pro Magic move? Who's the initiator?
I think Spurs.
I say the Spurs.
In other words, which hoe is calling whose phone?
Yeah, it's definitely the Spurs because the Spurs are more in need of how should I put this?
Is it a hoe picking up the phone or someone picking up the phone to call a hoe?
Well, whoever is receiving the call has hoes calling their phone.
Are you referencing a song right now?
Mo Bamba, the song.
Oh my god. Why did we invite this guy onto the podcast?
You're welcome. I wasted a whole minute of your life.
This is the Twitter clip right here, Rusty. This is the Twitter clip. I was so confused, dude.
All right. It's your turn, Mojo.
Okay, so one of the last trades that I had, there's so many like young shooting guards in the league who need to be freed. Jaylen Brown, Malik Beasley, as you just mentioned. And another one that a lot of people do not talk about is the man who plays for Serbia. I think, he played on the national Serbia team or whatever. And they just whooped the U.S., right? Not whooped, but they beat them, right?
I don't keep up with FIBA because Europe scares me.
Know.
Yeah.
Did you say Europe scares me?
But yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Why do they scare you before I go on with my stuff?
Hey, I didn't say they. I said the place itself. Okay, I'm not a xenophobe. I'm just afraid of new things.
Okay. Well, like I was saying, this trade involves Bogdan Bogdanovic from the Sacramento Kings to the Toronto Raptors. See, this is the thing that I'm talking about when it comes to retooling. They don't have to knock every single thing that they got down, but they need to make minor moves like this to get the ball rolling again. And a move like this would benefit them a lot. The Raptors, I don't think they have any true future in Stanley Johnson, of course, and also OG Anunoby. I don't believe in him like that. I don't think he's gonna be anything too crazy in the future at all. And I think that trading for a guy like Bogdan Bogdanovic, who's a certified bucket, he's a guaranteed like 15 point per game scorer at worst on most teams in the NBA. And right now, I think he would have been a 20 point scorer this year if it wasn't for Buddy Hield going berserk, going absolute nuts.
He
But,
averaged 18 per 36 this year.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And like 2 years ago, I believe so. Yeah, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 2 years ago he was starting over Buddy Hield until like injuries started happening, and then once Buddy Hield was on fire, he got pretty much cubed box in a bench role.
That's because Buddy Hield wasn't traded there yet. I don't think, if I'm getting the timeline right. I'm not sure.
But
no, that wouldn't be right. Okay, never mind. Because whatever. Yeah. I mean, it is worth mentioning. It is worth mentioning that Bogdan is 27 years old. He's not as young as you might think. Right. So it's just get it out there that it's not like they're trading for a young guy. It's pretty much average.
He's like in the same age range as your man Pascal Siakam. Man, that's a good piece to have around someone like
sure Siakam. Pascal's 24.
Really good compliment. He's not no 24.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
You swear to God.
Yeah, he's 25.
Yeah, there we go. Same range, same difference. You're right. He's 25. Damn,
I'm gonna be real. I thought the other Bogdanovic was who was tearing it up for Serbia this offseason. So.
Oh no, it's the guard.
It's the double Bogdan.
Can we just say that having the name Bogdanovic is bad? That's just a shit name. How can your last name be your first name plus Vich or a Vich?
Like I said, man, Europe is scary. On my top 100 list, on my honorable mentions slide, I had a lot of player names that I kind of tweaked into jokes a little bit. So everybody check that out, September 23rd. And nice little plug. And for Bogdanovic,
Rudy has a podcast, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get that. For Bogdan Bogdanovic, I put his name as Bogdanovic. So that's a nice little bit.
Ha 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 ha.
You'll learn very quickly that I am so unfunny that it's almost funny, but not quite funny.
It's definitely not funny. We get him laughing. Fucking hell.
All right, so what was your trade?
All right, yeah, my last trade of the five that I
isn't it Rusty's turn?
It's my turn. What the fuck are you guys doing?
Rusty passed it to you, and Rusty's supposed to pass it to me. Man,
shit,
I'm glad I don't smoke weed with y'all.
Okay. Man,
all right, so so we got another three-way trade. It's with the Raptors, except they're not blowing it up quite as fast. It's really more so a Nuggets trade. And the third team is the Grizzlies. So we're finally getting my Grizzlies involved here. And I actually really like this trade all the way around, and I don't see any reason why any team would say no. So if y'all think I'm just dead fucking wrong, y'all can scream in my face. But we got the Nuggets loading up for a championship run by bringing back Andre Iguodala, bringing in the Al Horford of the West, Mark Gasol, to prevent any other team from snatching him up to guard Jokic. And then, in addition, they get that Boucher guy and some Miller guy, who are both just nobody young guys on the Raptors. Mostly just as, flyers. Nothing special.
I think there's
mostly Iguana and
there's
Gasol.
like a little bit of a cult following for that Boucher guy. So
well, I really hope that they get really mad at me for not knowing who that is, because any attention is good attention.
All right, Trump.
And the Grizzlies, no, I'm not Trump. I'm Alex Jones. Get it right.
Oh yeah, it's much better.
So much better. The Grizzlies, in exchange for trading Andre Iguodala to the Nuggets, get the other Plumlee brother. So we're reuniting the Plumlee bros and the Grizzlies. That's fun. And Malik Beasley, while the Raptors get Will Barton, Jeremy Grant, and Grayson Allen.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got lost in all of that.
All right, I'll recap.
Okay, so
the Nuggets get. Yeah. I'll ignore like the two nobodies on the from the Raptors to the Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
We got Andre Iguodala and Marc Gasol on the Nuggets. We got the other Plumlee and Malik Beasley on the Grizzlies. And then we got Will Barton, Jeremy Grant, and Grayson Allen on the Raptors. The Raptors get super young with long, affordable contracts. The Grizzlies get an expiring deal in Plumlee and a young shooting guard in Malik Beasley who can take all of Dylan Brooks' minutes. And the Nuggets get two vets that can help them make a trade run.
Oh, man. I like that
when
trade,
bad players
though.
on your team, you think they're really bad. So
stop the Dylan Brooks hatred. I'll happily take him off your hands. Season. You know, that's the first thing. To answer your real question, Mojo, the first thing I'm doing as a Bulls GM is fucking getting Dylan Brooks from that unappreciative ass fan base.
Right, well, where I'm in control here, because we're both in control simultaneously. I will give him to you for a 2026 second-round pick.
You're garbage.
So Mojo likes it.
Good lord, dude. People are going to riot.
So Mojo liked my trade. Rusty, do you like my trade? I like my trade.
Wow, ego on this guy. I don't know. You're making these trades so complicated that there's so many things moving in my brain that I just short circuit and go, all right, I guess.
All right, well, let's break it down one team at a time. The Nuggets get Iguana and Gasol.
Did you say Iguana?
Malik Beasley, Will Barton. Yeah, his name is Andre Iguana. They give up Beasley, Barton, and Jeremy Grant for Iguodala and Gasol. Do you like that?
No.
That'll work.
Wait, Gasol? Okay. I don't know. It depends how you feel about Malik Beasley. I think
you're gonna have to pay him eventually to unlock his potential.
I think you could trade Gary Harris and start Malik Beasley and save yourself a lot of money in the process.
Yeah, that's probably wise. Gary Harris is grossly overrated.
I think they're about the same as players. I think they're about the same, but Beasley's cheaper and younger.
Yeah.
For sure. Mojo, I just say he's grossly overrated, mostly because I think he virtually depends on Jokic to be the player that he is. Whereas if he were on a team like the Grizzlies, he wouldn't really be able to create very much for himself. Whereas I think Beasley has a little bit more of that.
I mean, I don't think people were looking at Gary Harris to be a shot creator. He's a guy who fits well in a system that knows how to get him shots.
Most definitely. System players are generally overrated in my...
How old is Malik Beasley?
I think
he's like probably like 22, something like that. I'll look it up. None of you else have to.
I'm already on it.
He's 22, but he turns 20. He turns 23 in November. He turns 23 in November.
Damn. Yeah, honestly, like I remember, Gary Harris was actually in some trade rumors last year, and they're considering trading him because of how well this man was performing. So,
well, it's also because Gary Harris had a down year because of injury.
Yeah, that too. So they're like thinking of moving on for him, which they probably should to save him some of that.
Because I mean, the man went from 17 points per game to 13 on 6% worse efficiency from 3 and the field. But like, if you look up at the per 36 numbers, Harris is giving you 16 points per game last year, and Malik Beasley is giving you 17 on way better efficiency. So I definitely think getting rid of Gary Harris makes sense for the Nuggets. Per 36 stats can be a little deceiving, but yeah.
Do you have his per 100 right underneath it? Because I've always believed that to be a little bit more of
I don't understand per 100.
Per 36. It's the same thing as per 36, except it negates pace. So, like, style of play isn't going to influence the output of the numbers. It's generally a better statistic than per 36.
Beasley gets you 24 a game. per 100, and Gary Harris gets you 22.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, shit, I'll take Beasley.
That's
why I wanted my Grizz to trade for him.
To give Harris credit, he was injured last year. But, yeah.
All right, Mojo, do you have another trade? Or Rusty, I forgot the order.
I think it's my turn now. I think it's my turn now. Okay.
All right.
How many trades? How many more trades are we going to round up? We've been at the thing for an hour, 30 minutes.
We're at about an hour. I don't think we have to get quite an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, I forgot we chatted for a minute too.
Yeah. Okay, so my trade, this is another Jaylen Brown one. It's not as good at all to the Bradley Beal one, but if Jaylen Brown's trade stock isn't quite as high as I think it could be, then this is a deal they can do. Jaylen Brown and Gordon Hayward to the Toronto Raptors, and the Celtics get OG Anunoby, Marc Gasol, Patrick McCaw, and a Raptors lottery-protected first. The Raptors get a young guard / wing to pair with Pascal Siakam. And let's see. And I think the Celtics get back a lesser version of Jaylen Brown without having to pay Jaylen Brown money, because I think OG Anunoby is kind of like a poor man's Jaylen Brown. And they get another draft asset and a starting center who does a lot, and this is important, a lot of what Al Horford does as a center. Horford being the biggest loss for the Celtics this offseason. Gasol can stretch the floor like him, protect the rim. He defends Joel Embiid really well, which is important. And he is a great passing big man like Horford. They also get out of Gordon Hayward's contract and get to actually use that space because Gasol is an expiring contract, and they get a guaranteed championship by getting Patrick McCaw.
Right. That's the important thing here. I like it.
I forgot about that.
I like it a lot. I mean, Mark as a Al Horford substitute is pretty smart. I think that Danny Ainge is going to be a little bit more stingy than that and expect some sort of long-term asset in exchange for Jaylen Brown, because he's always playing the long game.
I think OG Anunoby is a long-term asset.
Yeah, you're definitely
Mojo isn't very high on him. I'm not either, but like he can fill the role. Mid. I'm not saying that he has the potential Jaylen Brown does, because he doesn't.
Yeah.
But I think he can play the same level of defense though.
Exactly. I think he can fill in what Jaylen does. The defense, the shooting, the athleticism. He has those qualities, so I think if you swapped those two, the problems wouldn't be that significant. And you'd also get bigger because you won't have to. And you won't have to fucking put a Jason Tatum at power forward, which is nice.
Right, most definitely. I gotta say, I love all the Marc Gasol talk. I really do.
And I think Marc Gasol helps them be I would say even go as far to say contender, assuming that Jaylen Brown makes the jump that I think he will.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
Yeah, I like that trade. It's cool. Right now, I'm trying to look for trades involving Malik Beasley right now, because, like, man, it's kind of getting me.
He can go anywhere. He's still on his rookie deal. Too. He can get thrown into any trade anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes being on a rookie deal is a disadvantage.
Exactly.
It's not
because
it's harder. While it is harder to trade a big contract, it's also harder to trade a small contract. It's also hard.
The way I see it is just like you just throw in whatever bullshit contract and then throw in however many picks it takes to make it work.
But the Nuggets don't really have any bullshit contracts other than Paul Millsap.
Yeah. You know what? This is random, but I'd like to see Malik Beasley. Oh, wait, what? Is his name Malik Beasley?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It is. Wait, fuck! It is Malik Beasley. There's two Malik Beasleys. What the fuck? I barely show. That's crazy.
Wait,
okay,
what?
I forgot. I just had a brain fart for a second. His name is Malik Beasley. There's two Malik Beasleys. I don't think the other Malik Beasley is in the league, but there's two Malik Beasleys.
in the NBA.
Yeah.
Are you sure
Okay,
you're not
I
thinking
didn't
of
know that.
Michael Beasley?
Fuck, you're right. I
Michael
thought his name
Beasley's
was
not in the NBA.
Mike. Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck.
he just got
Yeah,
cut
that was just a
today.
brain fart.
420 gods really lost a disciple.
Yeah, but damn it, yeah, that was a major brain fart right there.
All right, so I think it's Rudy's turn.
Shoot, it'll have to be pretty impromptu. I mean, you want to take your turn?
Do you not have anything left?
No, that was my 5.
I have one trade left, and it's not very good.
Yeah, I don't have
What
anything
about you,
left
Mojo?
either. I don't have anything left either, Coach.
Well, we can end
All right,
on a
let's,
really bad trade. Or, I wanted to spare this. Wait, 1 second. I wanted to spare this so Mojo didn't have to deal with it again. But if we want some more interesting content, we can go over the trade that we ended the second and first time we recorded that podcast. Are you okay with that, Mojo? Assuming you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I guess. But I think my trade for Devin Booker is better than that one. Much
way
more
to
realistic,
spoil
I'd
it.
say.
The way to spoil it for Devin Booker. Okay. So, this trade is Devin Booker to the Atlanta Hawks for
Ouch!
John Collins.
Ouch!
Calm
My
down.
heart. I'm crying right now again.
John Collins,
Damn.
Cameron Reddish, DeAndre Hunter, and 2 top 5 protected Atlanta firsts and the Brooklyn Nets first round pick. This is in the event that...
That is a... Whoa, that's so much.
Yeah, but it's
That's
Devin
so
Booker.
much. Devin Booker is good, but he ain't that good. Like, John Collins is almost as good as Devin Booker already.
Whoa!
Okay,
Whoa! Whoa!
I'm really
I love
stretching
my
the
man
definition
John,
of
but there are
almost.
levels.
I'm
There's
really
levels
stretching
to it.
I
really
understand
stretching
you aren't
almost.
high on Devin Booker, but this is the same amount of This is the same amount of assets the Pelicans were giving up, or close to it. I think I'd say maybe you can go without DeAndre Hunter in the deal. I think you can pull that off
just
without
to
it.
remind you. Yeah,
I
this
think you
man
cut it
Devin
down to 2 picks, too.
Ooh, man. Ooh, you guys are on some today.
Booker
Can I
does
get my
not contribute
explanation,
to winning
though?
basketball. Yes.
He put up 27 on 67 or
And
on
they
47%
won
shooting.
like 20 games.
No one is going
do?
to win in Phoenix. He's in Phoenix. No one is going to be able to contribute to winning basketball. Only like a handful of players in the league will be able to do something about that team. And right now, Devin Booker's not that dude yet to be able to do that. Only like I could give you like 10 players in the league right now. Maybe like 12 who could actually like turn things around. And Devin Booker's not a top 12 player in the NBA yet. So you can't say that he's not a winning player.
A reminder that he's only 23, which MEO hates, but it's true.
That too. Since you're attacking my team like this, I'm gonna
Can I give my explanation? You guys cut me off.
Yeah, sorry, you just got me my feelings, Coach.
What's important here, although this might make it look worse in Rudy's eyes, that this is only in the event that Devin Booker demands a trade. Because I think Devin Booker is pretty much untouchable until he asks for a trade. The Hawks get a future superstar guard to pair with Trae Young. They could create a Curry/Clay-like backcourt duo minus the defense. And for the Suns, they get Reddish, who has a lot of potential to be a star. DeAndre Hunter, who I think could be a really good defensive player, as well as 1 mid to late first round pick and 1, maybe 2 lottery picks.
I think sticking Devin Booker next to Trae Young is really asking one of those players to dramatically change the way that they play basketball, because both need the ball in their hands in order to do what they do. Devin Booker does not attack off the catch almost ever.
Booker
Trae needs it.
Booker and Trae are both capable.
Flexible.
See, here's the thing. They can really just take turns taking up the ball because they're both good shooters off ball. They can take turns.
Yeah.
It's not like a
Yeah.
situation where if this guy has the ball, the other player is completely ineffective.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the thing about Trae Young is that in order for him to this is an issue now, and I think it might be an issue for him in the future, is that he needs to take his game to another level by running off the ball. That's an issue. This man don't like to run off ball that often, and with someone like Booker by his side, he's going to have to, and that's just going to make the offense even more potent and powerful. That's the thing.
So, I don't really think that positions are that. No, go on. I'm sorry.
No, you can go ahead.
I was going to say that I don't think, first off, that positions are really all that important in the context of the modern NBA. But from what I'm hearing from you, Mojo, it sounds more like you're basically saying that Trae Young needs to convert into the off guard, the shooting guard, while Devin Booker's going to be running the point.
No, I don't think he's trying to imply that.
Off guard.
It's just important to be able to play off ball.
Shit, man, basically. Yeah, I want to see him do some Steph Curry type shit. This is the closest thing
he needs to make
we may ever see.
He needs to make the adjustment that Steph Curry did in 2014 when he was like, I'm going to be 50-50 on ball, off ball instead of 70-30. Yeah. And be a better. I don't want to see Trae be
50-50. Yeah, I don't want to see Trae be 50-50 because he's too much of a gifted passer to do that. I want to see maybe 60-40 or maybe 70-30 instead. That's more pleasing because obviously he's one of the best passers in the league.
As of right now, he's 90-10.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a problem right there because our offense gets fucked up all the time whenever teams send two big ass dudes at him.
That's also a great way to reduce your durability.
Exactly. I remember
I want to find
Emio, I think, or maybe you did. Maybe you, either Rusty or Emio pointed this out that whenever teams have a super dominant player, a player who averaged a ton of assists, their team is less likely to win. I think it was maybe
it's actually a negative.
Yeah, it's definitely
Emio made a whole video saying that shit.
Yeah, exactly. And that made so much sense. That's another one of the phenomenons that he's put out there. I'm like, damn, I'm stupefied, And that's an issue with Trae Young right now. The assist numbers are cool and shit like that, but bro, I'd rather win a ring. Fuck the assist.
And Devin Booker kind of has the same thing happening to him, except he's on a way worse team and is a way worse passer. So most of his assists are sort of incidental in nature and really a product of an incredibly high usage rate. He's not really the playmaker that some people make him out to be. And so I think it's important for Devin Booker, equally, if not more so, than Trae Young, to become efficient and proficient off the ball. Maybe putting them side by side would cause that to happen, but I think it's a lot more likely that they're just going to get in each other's way.
I don't know. Likely, but
my headphones are about to die, so we have to wrap this up.
All right, before we wrap this up, I just want to say that I don't know why the fuck I don't know why Phoenix would want that man John Collins next to DeAndre Ayton. They don't do nothing for each other. It's just what the fuck, But
I don't know.
That's
you
my
can
2
use
cents about that.
You could use him like another asset, I suppose, or you could maybe try to do Kevin Huerter and another first round pick instead. I don't know.
I do that. I do that on my sleep.
I know you would because you don't want to lose John Collins. But anyways, that was the HoopsCast. Before we sign out, I don't know, whatever, fucking
sign
whatever.
Off.
Rudy, go ahead and shout out hustle points.
Yeah. If you think I'm an idiot or if you don't,
I do after this.
Just Google hustle points. You could Google hustle points. You could put it into YouTube. You could put it in your Apple Podcast app or wherever you get your shows, and I will be there. So go ahead and subscribe to my show, rate it 5 stars, all that shit. Follow me on Twitter at NBA_Rudy. We are bringing it back September 23rd with a top 100 players in the NBA list. And then after that, there's going to be lots of interviews with creators like Mojo and Rusty and others
all the way up until the start of the season.
Is the second part of our
video podcast?
Is the second part of our interview ever coming out?
Yes, September 30th.
Okay.
Oh, dang,
you
actually have a plan.
Stuff? Yeah.
Huh?
When is mine coming out?
October 7th.
Okay.
See,
okay.
I got more
So
clout,
we got
so
the
I
top
go
100,
first.
then we got Rusty, then we got Mojo. After that, I'm doing MJ2K all day, and then I am doing a season preview show or something similar. I think after those 4 shows, I will do like a off-season review. I've been working on that slowly but surely, and I'm also doing a video essay every month on my channel starting in October. First one is about Kawhi.
Dope.
This man just told me all his plans these next 3 months.
His entire life
you guys
plan.
Check that out. Yeah.
Yeah, I did an
That's the type
interview
of guy I
with
am.
Rudy on his podcast 2 or 3 times now. So, if you care about me, go check it out and then watch his other episodes because his show is really good. And he's entertaining despite having horrible jokes. So, yeah. Anyways, that was the HoopsCast.
Bad jokes, bad takes, good entertainment. Hustle
and
points,
he interrupts me.
Not.com. Yeah, I'm very rude. It's built into my name. I'm sorry.
That was the Hoops
church, but okay.
Oh my god. That was the HoopsCast. Thanks for listening. Shut the hell up.
Come on, talk.
That was the HoopsCast. Thank you all for listening and fucking goodbye.